Hey guys, welcome back to the fourth episode of the Stellaris Let's Learn. This is Michael with Gaming for Immersion, together with Immersioneer. I'll go ahead and give you a chance to say hi to everybody.
Yep. Hey, everybody.
So we're underway. We're about 2.5 years into this particular playthrough at this point, so things are speeding up. Most of the first 3 episodes was Immersioneer very patiently explaining all of the various mechanics of this game to me. And like I said, we're about 2.5 years in, so we've started moving forward. We are still only on our home system in terms of what we own, but we've done a little bit of surveying of a neighboring system here, Altair. We are about to move on to 2 unknown star systems and explore those. And I think that's probably about enough of a setup. Let's just go ahead and get right back into it.
Yeah. So at the end of the previous episode, we did fully survey Altair, and conveniently, we already have our construction ship in there. So now we should go ahead and claim it. So click on your construction ship, and then right-click in the galaxy view, and then right-click on the system Altair in the galaxy view, and you should see now Build Starbase Outpost available at the bottom.
Okay, I right-clicked. Hang on. From the galaxy view,
Yeah.
I'm right-clicking on what I think is the construction ship, and then it actually jumps me then into the solar system view.
Yeah, sorry. Right-click brings you to the location of whatever you right-click on, but if you
okay,
select it first,
okay.
and then because you got to tell the construction ship to claim it.
I see. Okay. All right. So I've selected Phoenicia construction ship, and now I click on something called. Do I do build starbase? Is that what I do?
Build starbase. Yeah, and I see it costs 60. One of that blue icon is called influence. It's a type of resource, and the other is 90 alloys. Right. So alloys were converted from minerals.
I'm still where is the 60 influence that you're referring to? Because I see the 90 alloys, but I don't see the 60 influence.
To the left of it. Build Starbase Outpost, and then in brackets it says 6090. Does it not show you that? That's very interesting.
No.
Really?
No.
Build Starbase
I hover over the Build Starbase button, and it says cost 90 alloys. That's all it says. And then, I mean, there's more detail there, but nothing about influence.
Okay. Well, it does cost 60 influence and 90 alloys, but go ahead and click on it.
And which of these different currencies is influence?
So influence. If you look in top left.
Oh, I see. It's right underneath Unity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
so we have 207 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't tell me that, but it doesn't mention it. So if I click on this, build Starbase. Okay, I did click on it. Didn't do anything.
Looks like maybe you can't do it. Maybe I clicked on it, and very interesting. So maybe there are some actions that a co-op player can't do. That's very curious, though.
That is kind of curious.
I guess you can manage
that, or I mean, it's certainly possible I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah. No. You just click on the construction ship, and then right-click. That was the button. But
it does say building Altair Starbase 0%.
Yeah. So now it's building.
I say when I said it didn't do anything, like I didn't get any message or anything, but I now realize when I move the mouse cursor away from the Build Starbase button, it is now highlighted in orange. So I guess it did take. Unless you did that.
No, I also clicked on it. Maybe it needs both of us for like important decisions.
Okay. Well, it's possible that it did it right away and I just didn't notice because I was expecting like a pop-up or something. But
no. So it's a simple action, but just quickly on influence. So influence, I would say in very simple terms, it's a little bit like prestige in other Paradox games, except you don't really compare them in between nations, so it doesn't really matter. But it is a type of sort of resource that's used for some diplomatic interactions and claiming systems and diplomatic like interactions later on between empires.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's too important, but it's capped at 1,000. I don't think there's actually a way to increase how much you could store. But you see monthly gain, we gain base of 3. We get half point from ruler traits, and we get power projection of 0.2. So overall, we get 3.7. Power projection is the amount of fleets we have. So if we build up our fleets, we'd get more from sort of power projection. And the most important thing at the start
our ruler
of the game,
trade is actually netting us more than our power is.
because we only have 3 corvettes, and I think it's because we're dictatorial Is it because we're dictatorial, or is it leader traits stability? Yeah, monthly influence gain plus 0 is because we're psychic. Because our leader has the psychic trait, we get monthly influence plus 0.5, which at the start of the game is pretty big. So we will be constrained at the start.
Yeah, I was just going to say with a monthly gain of 3.7, that certainly seems like that's going to be a very valuable resource.
And it's costing us 60 to occupy a system. I think it normally costs us 75. I'm not 100% sure as to why it costs us.
Like if we want to claim the choke point north of Altair, that's going to take us another 60, and at that point we could only claim one more. So before we're out of influence,
which is why we're not rushing to claim Kirbus and Cather, because they just seem to be a normal system, and it looks like they don't even have habitable planets in them. If they had one, that would be also like a prime target to claim. But to be honest,
we haven't surveyed them yet.
I believe you can see the planets, the habitable planets. Maybe you need to actually.
We can see the planets. We just. So based on the fact that we can see the planets and they don't have any of these little markers beneath any of the planets, does that mean that they definitely don't have any of those resources available, or do we have to survey before we would know
have to survey to know the resources in other systems? But I'm saying a habitable planet, one we can actually settle and live on, it would show up as like you'll see it when we find it, basically.
Okay.
But that will also be
so Altair doesn't have any habitable planets either.
No, that it definitely does not.
But it had lots of resources. Well, I shouldn't say lots. I don't know what lots in this game is, but 10, it has some resources.
10 in total is good. It's I mean, the other measure, as we talked about in the previous episode, is how many do you have per asteroid, because you can have 2 asteroids or moons or planets that have 6 minerals on them and have a sum of 12. Here we have 3, 3, and 4. It's pretty good. This is a pretty good system. We're actually quite lucky, I would say.
How is trade a resource available on a planet that is like an uninhabited asteroid?
Yeah.
So trade means like raw materials in this case, I guess.
Trade kind of means like commerce on planets, and it's gone through a few iterations since the game was released, like quite a few. And they keep struggling to like find a place for it. I think the latest iteration actually works really well. But in terms of what it represents kind of thematically, it's like maybe some type of little mineral or, like spices, something that's special, but that's not really an alloy or a mineral. But kind of like
I was going to say, I mean, the fact that there's already a minerals resource is what is so confusing.
Yeah, so minerals is more like iron and copper. Alloys are like steel. And trade is a bit more like... maybe like silver or gold, something that's like sprinkly and sparkly that people enjoy, that like gives that's not
like a luxury,
strategically necessary. Yeah, like a luxury kind of thing. Yeah. Something like that.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
I'll buy that.
Yeah. So we are almost ready to unpause. I guess on our home planet, we're almost done building our research labs. So why don't you, just before we unpause, click on our home planet, sorry, home system.
Our planet, there.
And go to economy, and I just want you to see how their jobs change. So you see, we have 2.1 thousand civilians, and we have 60 researchers, right?
And as soon as the research labs are built, it's going to instantaneously change those numbers.
Yes, I believe it is instantaneous. Yeah. So let's just give it a few days.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. Boom.
Yep, right. Just changed. Okay.
Yeah. So there we go. So we've got 60 jobs of each. From the research labs, and you see it took those jobs from civilians. So if you don't have enough people to work the jobs that you built, you just can't work those jobs. They will kind of appear kind of empty.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, if you actually click on the specialist row, you see where it actually says specialist. You can click on it and expand it.
Okay.
And you see within it, you actually have all the jobs like physicists, 120. Biologists.
Now, this is interesting because it says we're at 138 out of a maximum of 120.
Yeah, so that's later. So if you
due to job efficiency bonuses.
Yeah,
okay.
There's like effective jobs 138. So it's kind of the latest 4.0 patch. They reworked like the planetary economy, and now the way just kind of show it. And they also reworked the pops. It used to be just like 1 pop per job, but there used to be like 30 pops on a planet, maybe like 50. But now there's like thousands. I guess you could still think of it as like, I don't know, maybe 5 billion. So maybe it's 1 pop is like, I don't know, more than that. But anyway, because it's not 5,000 people living on our planet, obviously. But these are the jobs. You can control which jobs you prioritize and by how much. So you can kind of play around with it, but that's a bit more advanced. Like at the start, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
right now it says we can decrease the job workforce limit, but
Yeah.
I cannot increase it.
Yeah.
And like you said, let's put this off for now.
Yeah.
That's a more
I'm
advanced
gonna
topic.
unpause and just kind of let it run. So we are surveying. Our science ship is just trying to make it. If you actually click on one, I'm gonna pause just for a second. Just if you go to Altair, and if you see our like the science ship that's going north, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that science ship? So for ships to like get out of a system, they need to first go to the edge, and you see this little triangle that points to a certain system, and then
it says unknown. Yeah.
So if you just wait for this science ship, you'll see what it does. So it's gonna kind of just fly to like out to the edge, out of the gravity fields of the star and the planet, and you see then it's gonna hang on. See the
first contact event pending.
Yeah. So the science ship itself, just to finish, it says entering hyperlane to unknown 8 days. So it takes actually 2 weeks to charge up its hyperdrive and make the jump. Same with the military ships. So it actually takes quite a while to travel. And that's one reason you don't really want like a snaky empire. If you only like expand one way and you think you can defend it, very often you just can't get there in time. Unless you later on upgrade in many different ways how fast you travel in between stars. But just that's how all ships work. They travel to the edge, then they charge up their hyperdrive, and then jump.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so click on the first contact event. I guess let's see what happens there.
A terrible sight to behold. As we began to pick up more and more visual images of the aliens known as the Hay Menace, it was inevitable that these would eventually be leaked to the wider public. Their appearance has provoked widespread dismay amongst our populace, who have taken to describing them as repulsive parasites. Already, many are demanding that we take action to deal with the new molluscoid threat.
Yeah, and you got choices.
Okay, and then we have, and so we shall. It just says repulsive aliens modifier added for 10 years, xenophobe ethics attraction plus 25%, or they can't be that bad, surely. So we'd be tolerating them, but we'd suffer a happiness penalty of minus 5%.
Yeah, so up to you. I guess our empire, guys, is Fanatic Spiritualist, only a little bit xenophobe. But that's because we're arrogant. Right?
Exactly. We look down on other civilizations, but we're not terrified of them or anything like that. So I'm going to actually go with they can't be that bad, surely.
Yeah. You could do that. So
all right with you?
Yep. Let's go with that. So you can see, so that's kind of an event. We're still in stage 3.
It does say they're hostile.
So that's there, actually. These aliens are taking a hostile stance. Tread with caution. So they themselves are going through the same process. And again, we'll talk about kind of, a bit some more advanced stuff about contacts later. Boom. Okay, that's our science ship landing in Nigel system.
Construction complete.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm actually going to pause. So did you get the event?
Yeah, ruined strategic coordination center. A massive ruined space station has been discovered in Nigel. Its shattered remains contain a plenitude of battle computers, simulators, and broadcasting arrays, which leads our scientists to speculate it must have been some type of strategic coordination center. Okay? Fascinating.
Yep. Fascinating. You can say fascinating. You can click on that system and have a look what it actually looks like. Do you see it?
I see it.
Yep.
Ruined strategic coordination center.
Yeah. So you can even click on
it. If I hover over that, it doesn't really tell me a whole lot.
Yeah, it doesn't actually tell you. So I mean, what it is basically a mega structure. That's what that sort of like, I don't know, polyhedron kind of icon looks like. Mega structures you can research. It's kind of a late game thing where you can build, like I won't go over which one, but they're basically like a massive structure in space. There's limited of them that you can build at a time. It's a bit like Wonders in Civ, maybe like that. But every empire can build, I believe, like one of each of their own. Some of them can be built in multiple times, but they're very powerful. But when you find ruined ones like these, I believe you still need the tech, but it's much cheaper to, and I think you can do it earlier. You can repair it instead of building one from scratch.
I see.
So it's actually very nice to get it. Strategic Coordination Center is to do with the military. I'll tell you that, and then I guess we can, kind of reveal the rest later. So very valuable, I would say, but kind of like a late game thing. So, so you wouldn't necessarily like kind of die over it at the start. But for us, I would say we grab Nigel because then we have access to both constellations on the left and to Lost Dreams Nebula.
Sure.
So it's quite a nice system for us to claim as well. So that's gonna. I mean, our science ship will continue surveying. Yep.
So, I mean, our Phoenicia, which is our construction ship.
Yeah.
I just clicked on it. It currently has no orders. So, is there any reason to not send it on to Nigel?
So Nigel, we need to first wait for it to be surveyed. So it shouldn't take long because because there's only 11 orders. If you click on our science ship, it needs to survey 11 things. So it's not a big system, right? The Altair had some like 23 or something. It just doesn't have a lot of planets, moons, and asteroids.
Refresh my memory on where you see those 11 things.
When you click on the science ship, it says surveying Nigel 0% plus 11 orders.
And I see. Okay, so if I hover, I see. Okay, now if I hover over it, I can see everything. I gotcha. Okay. By the way, what you referred to as a polyhedron looks to me a little bit more like what I would call a soccer ball and what you would call a football.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there. That's just the first thing that popped into my head when I saw that.
That's a big.
So soccer balls are good. Soccer balls are coordination centers.
Yeah,
and so we'll get notified when the system is finished being surveyed, and then and only then we can do the starbase construction.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So we could send the construction ship over there.
You could do, but another thing we could do is get the construction ship and actually maybe build a station around a 4-mineral moon, because we're only getting 15 minerals per month right now, so 4 would be like a 30% increase.
You're talking about Altair 6A?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go
I'm assuming that's 6A instead of VIA.
I think it's 6A. Yeah.
I'm kind of interpreting that as a Roman numeral, but
it is.
Could be misinterpreting. Okay, so if I select Phoenicia, could I then just right click on Altair 6A?
Yep.
And then do build mining station?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And there you go. It's always 100 minerals. That doesn't change.
I could have also clicked on a button on the Phoenicia panel called Build Mining Station, and maybe then it would have prompted me for which one to build it at, maybe?
But no one really does that. You can also shift queue orders like that. That's another way. So you could shift queue and build multiple stations within a system.
Yeah.
And another thing you can do, if you go to Galaxy View and you click on the construction ship, and then you right-click on Altair System, you can see if you have enough minerals, you can just say build mining stations and just basically build as many as the system will take, and it will kind of decide on its own order, and it will build mining stations. And there's a distinction for research stations as well.
Okay. I missed. I selected the construction ship, and I thought you said then right-click on.
Altair System.
I clicked on right-clicked on the star. But obviously that's not correct.
No, so in Galaxy View. So when you like zoom
in the
out,
Galaxy View, now I see it. Okay, so I could build mining stations.
Yeah.
Okay.
But later on, like at the start, it is important. Like you'd want to maybe micro and go like build the station around 4 minerals, then 3, then fly to Nigel.
But later on, you just do it in bulk.
Yeah, you just kind of like click, and just leave it to do its thing. Anyway, we got a new tradition, right? So since we got enough unity.
Oh. Yeah, somehow I missed that. Okay, new tradition. So we could go to databank uplinks, or we could switch to science division, or presumably we could start a whole nother branch here. But let me read these out. Okay, databank uplinks, high capacity quantum bands dedicated to databank transfers make possible virtually completely synchronous research operations across vast distances. So that would unlock an edict for us.
Yeah, research subsidy. So I think that would increase our research speed
which could be very good.
Yeah, although we don't have a big base to increase. We have 20 of each research. It would give us like 2, not really a lot.
And then we also have the science division. I don't remember if I read that out last time or not. Let me go ahead and read it out. The number of science and medical officers has been increased throughout the fleet, organized into a special science division to support this corps of officers. New training programs have greatly accelerated the rate at which we commission new science officers. Okay, so I don't know whether we really need more scientists right now, but if we do, that would be a good thing. Then that would be our option.
We could build a third science ship and just send it, because like now that we've kind of got Nigel, we're gonna have to fork left or right. To be honest, we can assume that the left-hand side is taken up by the air menace. We might want to do one more system in there to make it a choke point. But we wouldn't.
Okay.
So then we can go into Lost Dreams Nebula with our northern sort of science ship, by which I mean the Aquarius, right? And then we have one science ship going down. But to be honest, given how many bonuses we got to surveying, we could actually build a third science ship. And but we have
that
space.
Works for me. So I'll go ahead and choose science division then.
No, wait. But we still have space for 2 scientists already. So we don't really need one more.
Oh, okay.
Scientist starting skill +1 is nice, but again, not super necessary. Research alternatives +1 is nice, so we would be able to pick from 4 techs rather than 3. I'd say that's nice, but again, not necessary. I would actually lean towards picking a second tradition.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
So if we go to select on like the second tab, you're again presented with all these choices. I would
you want to distill this down to one or 2 choices here?
Yeah, like viable choices. I mean, given that Empire is hostile, we could go... I mean, Supremacy is for building ships to like become stronger militarily. You see? Then there is there's Unyielding, which is next to it, which is more of a defense strategy.
Okay.
Maybe it's a bit early for those, though. We could also go with
Prosperity. I mean, honestly, I was looking at maybe expansion because we're still in
expansion. The thing is, expansion. What it does is it improves your colony development speed, which we're not going to get that many colonies because we're playing with rare habitable worlds and no guaranteed habitable worlds.
I gotcha. All right.
It does, however, decrease starbase influence cost by 10%, so that would help, to be honest. And expansion is kind of, you either take it early or you don't take it at all, I would say. Because it gives a lot to like early game advantages, I would say. Starbase upkeep. It does give like pop growth speed. It takes a bit of time to develop, but like the first order effects, I'd say aren't great. Superior adopted. Max districts. Yeah, I mean, when you adopt all of them, it gives max districts on all planets +1, which is quite nice, but we don't have that many planets. So I would maybe lean towards...
I understand what you're saying. It's of marginal value for that reason.
I would maybe lean towards prosperity, if I'm really honest. Because that's kind of a nice one.
I'm definitely always big on building up my economy in strategic games. So administrative operations, this is planetary infrastructure upkeep. Okay, that seems useful. And standard construction templates is infrastructure cost and build speed increase.
So for example, those research labs we built cost us 400 minerals. They will cost 360, and they will also build not in 360 days, but in 270. And since we're going to be building a lot, like that would be a good one. But before we can grab that, we actually need to adopt prosperity, and that will give all of our mining station output plus 20%. So if a station, produced 5, those space stations produced 5 minerals, it would produce 6. So go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and click on adopt this, and then click yes.
Go for it. The conclave is prepared to convene.
Okay, and we do. We have 19 months until our next tradition, so we can't actually select administrative operations or standard construction templates yet. Okay, gotcha.
So I've unpaused. We're just kind of doing our thing here and working on it. Now, it's going to be quite a bit of time before Nigel is surveyed, so I would suggest you shift-click and queue up the other 2 mineral planets in Altair for our construction ship to actually build mining stations on. So I would build one on Altair 6, and then that...
We build!
And you see we got a notification saying that construction finished, rather. That was our construction ship.
And so then SPO 947 for the other minerals, or Altair 3 for the energy credits?
And No, I'll get minerals up. We have plus 48 credits, so that's fine.
Okay, now I am shift right clicking on SPO 947 and it's not doing anything. I have Phoenicia construction ship selected.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it is building a mining station now on Altair 6.
Yeah.
But when I shift,
hold down shift, yeah, and just right.
I hold down shift and I right click on Oh no, I'm sorry. I was clicking on the mineral icon, not on the not on the actual name of the planet. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. So that's good. So that's kind of happening.
We
so
got all kinds of messages here that popped up.
Yeah, yeah. So let's leave our construction ship to do that in the background. I've also clicked to build us another science ship. So that's kind of 30 days in.
Okay.
So that will be ready in a bit. We also have some promotions for our leaders if we take those notifications from right to left. So if you click on each one of those, you can see the first one.
We've got the Volusa Canidia here. Fleet organizer or politician.
Yeah.
These are both specific to when she is a council member, a counselor.
And she's a commander class, first of all. That's what that red star means, right?
Yep.
And you can see, because of that, her per level kind of bonuses are different, right? So if you hover over her level 2, you can see that whenever she commands an army, she gets plus 5% damage. If she's governing a planet, she gives stability. Just kind of get different flavor, right? She's basically part of the military kind of cast of people, hence the bonuses she gives are more like of those types. If she's a governor, if she's commanding, she's obviously, or she's the only one, only commanders can command fleets, obviously, and armies. And then but the bonuses they get, so they, first of all, council, some of them can be more about execution, and i.e. like actually leading a fleet. Some of them can be random, so you can see a commander can get a trait like politician, right? But some of them, like fleet organizer, are definitely, well, actually, maybe they're just more likely for commanders. I think officials can also be fleet organizers. But yeah, by her existing traits, quite interestingly, you see they have Crusader, because we were wondering what that actually is. But you can see.
So this is if she's in charge of a military fleet, it increases unity for every enemy empire ship destroyed.
Plus
and
6.
And if she's the leader of an army, then it's for every enemy army killed
in battle. Well, that's kind of cool. I mean, I guess we should be doing a lot of wars, and they will give us a lot of unity. That's kind of cool. Although you don't often destroy ships.
Assuming we put her in charge of an army or a fleet.
Or fleet. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay, and then resilient. She is leader lifespan plus 20 years, so she's actually going to live to about 100, because our base age is 80.
Well, I would lean towards saying thematically, she's the Minister of Defense, she's a Crusader, so I would tend to lean towards the fleet organizer.
Yeah, I'd say both of these are good, because naval capacity is not easy to get, especially at the start and like mid-game. Politician is also nice because you get council agenda speed plus 10%, but we're probably kind of likely, or at least there's probability we're going to get that on someone else. Obviously, they would stack as well, but we're, I think, unlikely to get fleet organizer on anyone. So I would go with fleet organizer is a good choice.
Well, again, it's more of a leaning into the theme.
Yeah. So that's
okay. So she got a new trait.
Yeah.
I'm going to right click on that up there, and that disappears.
Yeah.
Now we also have another level up here for Medius Ausonius.
Yeah.
Who is an official.
Yeah.
He's the Minister of State right now. Okay.
Yeah. He's also governing Sivasia. That's like his
day
job.
That.
Yeah. So he's both a governor and a council member, which is perfectly fine. And then you can pick one for him. You see, so he because he's level.
He already is principled.
Yeah. So he's you can always either double up on what you have or pick one of the 2 new traits.
All right, so we have Fertility Preacher. This is, again, these are all count as counselor.
Yeah.
Which is fine because he is a counselor.
Yep.
So Fertility Preacher is population growth speed and food from jobs. And then Charismatic is edict upkeep reduction and edict fund. What is edict fund?
So that's the amount of edicts you can issue without paying like unity for.
So it's like, so it's like a bonus to our
Unity
or
kind
free
of,
upkeep.
free upkeep for edicts in terms of Unity. But we don't need that many edicts right now, so I would say charismatic is the least useful of these. Fertility Preacher is very good. Principle
I'm
we
fine
also
with that.
don't need. Yeah, I would go with Fertility Preacher. That's a very good one.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we also have an anomaly that we found on Aklinda 3.
Yeah. We kind of just...
we'll leave B for now.
Yeah. Leave it be. Although it's
However,
a routine, so sometimes with routines, kind of depends on the shape of the galaxy. Like, you could actually research them like earlier, straight away. Sometimes it makes sense
because it's fast. You mean?
Yeah,
but it's 150
benefits.
days.
Yeah, but it will probably give us some science very often, or it might show us that this system has like suddenly plus 10 minerals because of some special asteroid.
Well, then, in that case, let's do it just so that I can get the experience of what that's like to research an anomaly.
Yeah. So click on it. Yeah, and just go investigate. Yeah, you can do.
Okay, let me just read this out. A small rectangular object on the surface of this planet is deflecting all scanning beams like a mirror. Our sensors are unable to determine its material composition.
Yeah.
Investigate.
And
will that science ship then go right back to surveying as soon as they finish investigating that anomaly?
Yeah. So that will continue. So when this kind of pops up, you can also manually again shift click, and if you shift click, you put an order at the end of the queue. But if you hold Control Shift and click, you put an order at the start of the queue.
I see. Okay.
So that,
and I'm hovering over Polemius Silvius's card here, and I can see investigating that anomaly and then +5 orders, so I can see that it did jump to the top of the queue, and then it's just going to go right back into surveying again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one thing to kind of pay attention to is another reason why you might want to delay researching anomalies. If you hover over the difficulty of the anomaly, which is routine, you can see that the research time is 180 days, and that's because base for any anomaly is 120. But because there's a differential between anomaly level, and this is a level 2, so pretty simple, but not the simplest, whereas our scientist level is level 1, because of that mismatch, it's going to take plus 60 days.
It takes longer.
Now we do have discovery traditions, so we do research a bit faster. But she's actually very close to hitting level 2 as well, so all in all, it's probably going to take her actually less than 150 days.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's
go. So that's in progress, and then we have first contact event pending again.
Yeah.
So this is steady progress. Our linguists have recently made significant progress towards decoding the language used in the signals from the Hey Menace. Apparently, they now believe themselves to have a solid grasp of its fundamentals and promise that they will be able to report further findings soon. Okay, keep at it. Still hostile.
Yeah, and you see it adds two insights. You see when it says keep at it. If you
adds 2 insights. I do see that. Okay, that's good. And I didn't even comment on this before, but we can now have a visual representation of what they look like, and we just got more information here.
Well, I clicked on it. Sorry, I didn't.
Okay.
I was wondering if you clicked on it already. Would it show it to both of us?
No.
But it seems like Okay. Well, I've clicked on keep at it, and that's what it's. It kind of gives you the. I think that's basically the summary of the story.
Those are the two descriptions that we've gotten so far, and I was just commenting on their very interesting appearance. Is all. They do look pretty hideous.
Yeah, but we do know that they're molluscoid. We also know that they're generally hostile, so we got to be careful.
And I'm wondering whether there's what's the word? There's meaning, there's significance behind labeling them as repulsive parasites.
No, that's because we're xenophobe. That's kind of more of a
but that's not like a clue as to what their culture is like or something like that.
Possibly, to be honest, that I don't actually know. I wouldn't be surprised if there was something bit of that
something to keep in mind
cooked into the game. Yeah, because maybe they're also xenophobe. Okay, so we got a second science ship. Third science ship. If you want to click on that and then hire a leader for us.
Okay, so this is Muse. I'm not going to say that word because I'll get demonetized potentially. So the way that I would pronounce it. So this is Mucci. This is Mucci the science.
Mucianus, yeah.
Okay, so anyway, and I hire remind me how to hire a new scientist. Do I just click on the empty leader slot?
On the
right?
portrait, yeah.
Yeah.
But what's interesting,
Yeah, we only have the one that we can't afford.
Yeah. So we can either wait until we can afford them, but you can see also above recruitable leaders, it says refreshers in just a little in 1.6 years time.
Yep. Okay.
I actually forgot about that, but since we're gonna have to wait, we can just move that science ship to Altair, just to let it kind of hang about there, and then we'll hire
so it
scientists.
can't actually start surveying yet, but it can still move.
Yeah.
Without a.
Yeah, it can move
scientist.
within our own space. It can move without the scientist. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna move it to Altair.
Yeah. I actually forgot about it. So you can kind of get gated a little bit there.
Yeah.
By the lack of leaders.
I had forgotten as well.
Yeah. That guy, could we actually? I mean, he does anomaly research speed plus 20%, to be honest.
I mean, he's good, but he's
45,
expensive.
Yeah, he's 45 years old. We could get him. Because, I mean, one strategy could be to have one scientist that's, like, in the rear, kind of actually surveying things, and a couple that are, like, out on the frontier surveying systems. And one is, like, doing the anomalies and other things we find.
So our Phoenicia construction ship is about almost halfway done building. You want to pause it?
Sorry, yep, pause it.
So, because I want to ask this question and then I'll read out that dialogue.
Yep.
I was just going to say it's time to start thinking about what we want to do with that construction ship after he finishes this mining station.
Yeah, well, probably you can queue him up to go to Nigel. Nigel, there's so many little letters there. Yeah, Nigel system. I would queue it up to go there so we can claim it right after we survey it.
Okay. All right. I queued him up to move there then.
Yeah. Another reason I wouldn't want to like take up the 3 energy resource in Altair is because you actually kind of spend some upkeep. I mean, we'll get net of +2 because we would spend 1 to upkeep the station that's hovering above it, to collect that resource. I believe that's true. Let me just double check, make sure I'm not making things up. Upkeep for this. No, actually, I might be lying. Maybe the energy stations do not cost upkeep. Hang on. Yeah, sorry. Energy stations do not actually cost themselves upkeep anymore. Sorry,
okay.
So I'm lying. We could get +3, but we have +47, so we don't really need it. We don't really want to waste the 100 minerals. Like, we can build another building or more stations later on. Like, and you see our income is now, by the way, +25, which is very nice. We went from +15 to +25, and minerals you need a lot of early game.
Yeah, and it's about to go to +28.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Alien Mural here. While conducting surface scans of Eclinda 3, scientist Vibia Vitruvia aboard the Polemius Silvius discovered what appears to be an artificially carved slab of rock covered in alien writing. No other signs of alien activity on the planet have been detected, and exactly how this mural came to be here is a mystery. We have prepared a special project to translate the text. Fascinating. And this is going to issue a special project, Translate Alien Mural.
Yeah. So this is kind of
a new path lies before us.
So this was the anomaly, right? So they can lead to a range of outcomes. Most common would be like some research. They can also provide like a little resource on that asteroid or planet. So it could be that we have +4 minerals, and that will go +7. We'll give some special minerals. They kind of give a broad range of things. In this case, it kind of led to stage 2, which is a special, give us like a special project to do. So if you go to that system and you click on that project,
okay,
you can see Translate Alien Mural. It's kind of it's a little bit like also an anomaly, but you need one science ship to actually kind of do it.
Yeah, it has to be in orbit around that planet.
So if you select our science ship, Polemius Silvus, and then you do hold Control Shift, and then right-click on Special Project.
Control Shift, right-click on what?
On the
special project.
Yeah,
got it. Okay, and then so I could click on Research Project, and then that would Control Shift means it will go to the beginning of the queue.
Yeah, so you would do the project and then continue surveying whatever it is we told it to survey. Yeah.
Yep. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, and we also got a leader promotion, by the way, which is our Vibia Vitruvia.
I am now an expert at this game. I am just seamlessly navigating these menus and control options. Okay.
Yeah. So you go ahead and promote her. So she will now do everything faster. Actually, projects, I think, take a set number of days. I don't think there's actually a way to boost how long a project takes, but she will survey anomalies faster.
All right, so archaeology excavation speed plus 20% if we chose archaeologist.
Yeah.
We haven't encountered any archaeology. Is that likely to be the result of an anomaly or something else?
It's a little bit like an anomaly. It's like a rare thing you can find. It is quite rare. Like you'd probably find kind of like probably like less than 10 at the start of the game, whereas anomalies you'll find a few dozen.
Okay, so for that reason, archaeologist is probably suboptimal.
Well, yeah, I mean, given we haven't found any so far, I would go with carefree instead and just double down on, just researching this very quickly, because some of them can give like a lot of science, and the earlier you get that science, you get like key techs earlier, and then you kind of start to snowball from there. Archaeology is a bit like anomaly, but it takes much, much longer, and the benefits are much, much bigger. It's a bit like a mega.
And like you said, we haven't actually encountered it yet.
Mega anomaly, yeah. So yeah, okay. So
I just now realized that that soccer ball is actually significant enough that we can see that icon on the galaxy map.
Yeah. Megastructures are very important.
Megastructures. So are there other types of megastructures other than the strategic coordination centers?
There is all sorts. There's like mini megastructures. There's like mini megastructures. There's mini megastructures. Then there are big megastructures.
Just to be clear, when you say mini, you are saying M-I-N-I, not M-A-N-Y, right?
No, mini, yeah. Like so, like there's like little ones you're gonna start off with. Then there will be slightly bigger ones, and then there will be like massive game changer ones, and there will be very evil ones and like very powerful ones.
Okay, gotcha.
There are things like when someone builds it, it's going to be a galaxy-wide announcement. Think Death Star in Star Wars. You know, it's that powerful. Like when someone builds it and everyone's like, "Uh-oh, if someone has it, like that's it. It's a game changer." Some of them allow you to declare war on people just because they have it. Because again, think Death Star in Star Wars.
I'll think Death Star from the good Star Wars movie, not from the the more recent, very, 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 very bad Star Wars movies. Okay.
Yeah. So
I was obviously not a fan at all of the J.J. Abrams effort.
That's right. Yeah. So
anyway.
One thing I did with our homeworld is if you click on it, I just queued up to, we already talked about planetary features, but since we have time and we have money, I queued up clearing industrial wastelands because we don't have money for a building anyway, so we just kind of.
Okay, I can see that the planetary features. I'm on that screen. I'm on the management screen. I'm looking to see though where you've got things queued up at.
So they are grayed out now. That's kind of one clue, but actually where you can see it is on the surface tab, in the build queue on the right.
Oh, there it is. Okay, gotcha. And you can change the priority of them.
Yeah, and you can always kind of cancel it or move it down and have something else done. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause. While we're already waiting, we would like to add a building.
We sense something of interest.
Oh,
okay. Got an anomaly here.
Yeah, anomaly Nigel.
Ooh, life in darkness. Okay, Nigel 3A is tidally locked with one half of the planet existing in a state of permanent darkness. Infrared scans indicate that this lightless and nutrient-deficient zone is home to an active organic ecosystem.
Yeah. So you could sometimes find.
This is routine. It's routine. It's only 100 days.
Indeed, but the kind of so let's talk about that. Like the choice you really have to make here is: do you want to research that now, or would you rather?
That would slow down our building the starbase.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Like you might as well kind of survey, claim the system. Like the anomaly isn't going anywhere, and then do it.
Okay.
So I would say leave it be for now because it's in this like key system that we really want to grab.
Okay.
So I would say leave it be for now. But I'll basically leave it for later as to what you can discover through these anomalies. But there is a very wide range as to what you could find.
All right. So this Ikoria science ship is now
construction
on the
complete
last of any of the planets here that it needs to survey.
Okay.
So then we'll be ready. Where's our Our construction ship is still down in Altair.
Yeah, so
What
it
is
just
it doing
finished.
right
so,
now?
so
Oh,
we
it's moving. Okay.
yeah. it's
Our
moving.
star chart grows.
Yeah, it's, like you said, it takes a long time to move.
Yeah. So
And-
we just got a
then-
notification that it built the last station just now. So it is moving. Yeah. So it hasn't been long since it started moving. Yeah. But we have surveyed
Okay.
Nigel as well, if you see.
Yes, I do. I'm looking at that right now.
Yeah.
So that's fully surveyed, and so that ship is now without any orders.
Yeah. So we could either go kind of closer to the Hair Menace and survey that system, that trinity of stars.
Okay, that works for me. But rather than spend the 100 days to do the research on that anomaly, we'll
Yeah,
just
I would,
now-
because that's
yeah.
another potential. We know that we're gonna need to like organize a choke point versus the Hay Menace. So
Yeah.
Nigel
It
is a
could be
good
that
one.
the next one to the west there is a better choke point than Nigel, perhaps.
Yeah, because then we can also like the closer we can get to them, we can like build like listening posts later on and like listen in on what's going on. So we can maybe even see what's going on in their home systems and how many ships they have, what kind of ships
Now,
and such.
I presume there's also a certain amount of risk associated with sending a non-military ship, like a science ship, into closer and closer systems to where
because
they're located.
Especially while we're establishing contact, but we will see
and,
when we
and we know they're hostile.
Yeah, so they shouldn't attack us straight away, but essentially, if we linger in their space, they can kidnap our scientists and do things like that and like do experiments on us.
Okay, so we can't really see what is considered their space at this point.
Yeah.
As far as we know, it's just Urzgaba, but is it or Urzgoba? But like at some point when we get closer, is it going to pop up like we have our red border around our
Yeah, so that will happen
our
when
territory?
we establish contact. But right now, if we jumped into that trinity of stars, we would be able to see if there is like stuff going on there, if there is an outpost, if there are buildings, if there's. But it won't show up on the
Yeah.
galaxy map, but on the local map, it will show up. So I would
Okay,
suggest we
gotcha.
at least jump in there and try and survey that. And we can see, like, maybe it's, if it's a good system with lots of resources and it's a good choke point, we'll grab it. But if it's a good choke point, but it doesn't have anything in it, it's, we won't grab it. It can also be a system that can have some nice defensive bonuses from itself. Like, for example, it could disrupt enemy shields or do things like that, or make people travel slower. So it's good to just check it out, see what it is, and then proceed from there, I would say.
Okay.
So I would select that science ship. Yeah, you've done it, right? Yep. So let's go ahead and unpause.
Yeah. He's already got an order to head over there.
New horizons are upon us.
Okay, yeah, so that's...
There he goes.
Well, he actually found... No, there's only one. No, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, so if we click on that system swir, there's no one in there. So, yeah, that system is up for grabs. So they haven't expanded there, so it actually probably is a good idea to grab it.
Should we move our construction ship there then instead of into Nigel?
No, let's first grab Nigel. So let's actually build a
Okay.
starbase so that we claim it. Very interestingly, although somewhat disappointingly, Nigel, as you see, has no resources in it at all. It does have
Not
a
at
mega
all.
structure, but that's for like 150 years from now.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay. Well, I went ahead and clicked on.
Task
Yeah.
complete.
Okay. So that's building a starbase. That's very good. So we're going to claim that. Now, special project has been completed by our scientists, and she's off to continue surveying, but you might want to read that.
Yeah,
Story.
let me read this out. So we've got scientist Vibia Vitruvia has managed to partially translate the alien mural discovered on Aklinda 3. The text contains a staggering amount of data, and the mural evidently serves as some sort of low-tech library. It describes in broad terms the collected technological knowledge of an alien civilization that dominated this region of the galaxy some 80 million years ago. A lot of it is already known to us, but the data does contain several promising leads for technologies we had yet to consider. There is enough data here to keep our scientists busy for decades, but we will need an orbital research facility to continue the translation efforts. So when I click on intriguing, it's going to add +2. What is
Research.
the?
That's research. So
Oh,
society
those are
res-
the different types of research. Okay,
Yeah.
so I forget what each one of those is, but anyway, +2 of each type of research to Eklinda 3, and then Vibia Vitruvia gains 200 experience. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So you will see we also got specimen
Oh,
acquired.
specimen acquired. Okay. An
So if
ancient.
you-
Okay.
If you click on it while that message is floating there,
Oh, I tried to, and I must not clicked on the right thing.
okay, well then you can go on the left-hand side beneath our Empire like tag. You can see there's like a bunch of menus.
Is it discoveries?
Yeah, discoveries. Yeah,
Okay, I was gonna say because that kind of highlighted just now.
yeah. If you click
And then
on
I go
the-
to collection,
yeah,
and
you
I see aesthetic wonders, index of knowledge, rare, and this is the ancient mural right
Yeah.
there.
This is sort of an artifacts that you can gather, and again, there's a way to play around this. But as we like survey, get anomalies, do some other things, we will get these little. They're not quite. Yeah, relics are very powerful. You see to the
Okay.
left of it, there are relics. Relics are like very powerful things, but these are like less powerful artifacts. But they do give us something, right?
So this is like building a grand archive, like a grand archive is like a museum. And then we would
Yes,
put this
yes.
aesthetic wonder as an exhibit in the museum.
Yeah, well, Grand Archive, I guess, will give us some extra benefits, but I believe these things, even now, give us some benefit. Because it does say exhibit cost. Although, actually, I'm not sure if these are activated already. Producers. Because I would like a whole expansion about this, and I haven't actually played. I'm curious. The Grand Archive preserves and exhibits the most valuable artifacts we have collected throughout the galaxy. Reserves within is also a dedicated vivarium for live space fauna containment and observation.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting this yet because it says requirements and they're X'd out right now.
Oh yeah, Galactic Archivism is research, Galactic Archive is constructed. Okay, yeah. So for now it doesn't matter. We could sell it for 500 in a pinch. We could sell it for 500 energy.
Okay, but we're
I
sitting
guess-
on 1.8 thousand right now, so.
Yeah, so I guess we just leave that for now. Okay. Yeah, but you can see now, again, I'm going to get it unpause just to keep the game kind of running. Actually, no, I'm going to pause the game again. But at Clinda, do you see now it has, if you click on that system, it now has a planet with 222 research, which is quite nice.
Let me relocate here. Eclinda. Yes, I can see it now. Eclinda 3 has 222. Okay.
Yeah, so that's quite nice.
Physics, society, and engineering. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to remember.
And these are
those.
nice because they don't need pops. So like you can kind of just build a station there and you already have those resources without kind of without occupying a pop.
Okay. So you get those automatically as soon as we build a starbase there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pops don't need to work those. They kind of just work
Oh, okay.
autonomously. But the reason I paused, we actually have 447 minerals. So we can go to our planet and we can actually maybe build another building, I would say.
You don't know how many times I'm tempted to call our homeworld Cerveza instead of Cervazia. I don't know how your Spanish is, but
No, pretty bad.
I used to live in Spain, and I have used the word cerveza many times. It means
okay.
beer.
Beer. Okay, Cerveza.
Okay,
Well, yeah.
so anyway, here on Cerveza, we have enough to build another building.
Yeah, so I would suggest we build another research lab, to be honest, because research
Okay, in the
is
archives again.
pretty king. Yeah, I would actually build the research labs. Yeah, actually,
Should we bump it up above industrial wasteland to go ahead and get started on it?
you know what I would do? I would actually cancel the research labs. Let's wait. If we wait 5 months, we'll get another tradition, and we can then get the standard construction templates. And we'll still build it in the same amount of time because we'll get a 25% bonus
But it'll be cheaper.
to speed, and it will be cheaper. Yeah, so we'll save ourselves 40 minerals.
Okay.
Let's just go ahead and unpause and wait. Yeah, we can. I mean, arguably it's also good to get research early, but this is also good.
I'm all for being efficient.
Yeah.
Okay, so Grand Archive, our scientists believe our latest acquisition, Index of Knowledge, would be worthy of putting on public display in the context of a Grand Archive. Beginning this venture will require some initial investment, but its potential cultural and scientific returns could be priceless. Pursue this endeavor that would give us the research option of galactic archivism, or we could say not right now.
Yeah. It would also cost us 1,000 energy, and it would put galactic archivism at 50%.
I see. Okay. Is it worth 1,000 energy?
I actually haven't
to
played around with this mechanic because, like I said, it was a whole DLC that was themed around it. Are you interested
Let's
in?
do it.
The fact of it?
Yeah.
I mean, we have energy, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yes?
let's. I mean, you'll learn a little something out of this as well.
Well, you are a xenophobe, I guess. You could also, it depends how you want to role play it as well. But we are Fanatic Spiritualists, so I mean, we're arrogant, so we could put like, baubles from lesser civilizations on display.
I'm not going to point any fingers, but there are civilizations that sometimes find themselves superior to others who maybe grab things from those foreign locations and bring them and show them off in their own museums, let's say. So yeah, I think that probably fits thematically quite nicely into what we're doing here.
I like it, actually. Yeah, you're right. Let's pursue this endeavor
so
then.
pursue this
A
endeavor.
new path lies before us.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead
The
and
land opens to our will.
unpause. That's us clearing the blockers. So we've cleared all the blockers from Simvasia, so that's nice. Let's just wait for that tradition.
We're just waiting for the tradition. Okay?
You can also queue up, by the way, the scientist in Aklinda, the Vibia. You can queue her up
Construction complete.
to keep going south.
Okay, let me do that then.
Yeah, let's actually pause. Yeah.
I'll do survey system down there to the south.
Yep. And up north, you can see we've settled, or sort of claimed Nigel as one of ours, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you
So
see...
Phoenicia needs orders, but there's... I could go ahead and move Phoenicia to Swur.
Yes, you could.
But we're still surveying Swur.
Yeah, but you could be just ready. I mean, yeah, so your options are we could go to Swur to claim that, to make sure we claim that as soon as...
There's a potentially habitable planet there in Kefith.
Yeah, so you see, because we claim that system, we now have like kind of some sensor strength, and we can actually see a little bit about the system next to us. We can't see what resources it has, but the very important things, like habitable worlds, we could see. And it's a savanna world, it's a size. So if you click on that, right, that's like a big event. That is important. You can actually zoom in on it there. Planets actually look
I see Savannah World.
Yeah.
It says size 24.
Size 24, that's massive. That's very, very good. However...
habitability is an orange question mark and colonized is a yellow question mark.
Yeah, so we don't know if anyone actually lives on it. It is possible someone could live on it. And that someone could be a space empire. It could be a whole host of other things too. So that's why it's a question mark. Habitability, it's not going to be great because we are continental, I believe, right? So continental, we do well on continental worlds. That would be like 80% habitability. Well, our home world is always 100%, whereas other continental worlds in the galaxy are 80% because they're never like quite exactly the same. Then tropical and ocean would be 60% for us because they're kind of water-based, similar. But desert worlds will probably be 40%, if not 20. And so, all jobs will only be 40% effective on this planet. It is possible to terraform planets later down the line. And generally, planets are very important. So that is kind of a high priority system to grab for sure. Now, another thing that's quite interesting.
They only have they have 0 agricultural districts.
So that I was about to say. So if you look at the composition of districts, right, you could say, 24 size planet, amazing. And yes, it's amazing because you can set a lot of pops, you can build a lot of industry on it. However, like, what are you going to feed all of that thing with? It's got 0 agriculture. Because it's a savanna world, I guess you kind of thematically say, okay, well, it's just you can't grow food on this thing. It has only 4 mining districts, and it's got 10 energy districts, right? And obviously 24 urban, so it could be an entirely urban planet.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you got to immediately start thinking, okay, well, my home world, click back on our home world, right? This is it's pretty much always quite a well-balanced world. But, let's say we did settle that world. We then need to grow all of our food for both Stavasia and that planet, and that's a 24-size planet, so there will be a lot of pops in there eventually. Like, we're going to need to find the food to feed all those people, right? There's other ways to get food, but generally speaking, we'd probably have to maybe, like, specialize our capital in food.
I was just going to suggest that. So since it's the first habitable world that we have discovered, and we know that we can't grow any food there, that does mean that it might be more of a priority to build up agriculture here in Savasia.
Yeah, but we have time. We have plus 19 food, so it's kind of like something to think about, but it's not really an immediate concern.
But you don't want to start building filling up all those other districts and then realize all of a sudden that you don't have room for any more farms.
Yeah. But you can always replace though. You can always replace, like, switch a mining district to an
Okay.
agriculture. You have to pay for that.
Yeah,
but
still
you
still suboptimal.
yeah, suboptimal. Yeah. But yeah, so we have at least sensed, or I don't know, kind of discovered a habitable world. It's not ideal for us, but it is at least habitable. But before we unpause, well, I guess well, let's.
We're also coming up on an hour here, so let's find a good break point.
Okay.
What were you gonna say though about before we unpause?
I was gonna talk a little bit about our homeworld and housing and crime, because that's starting to.
Yeah, go for it.
So if you click on
our crime is our housing is at -7 and our crime is up to 3%. Now.
Yeah. So crime is starting to tick up. It just ticks up just because we have more and more pops on there. Crime just ticks up, right? Pop jobs. We do have a few enforcers, like 100 enforcers from the Planetary Administration. 3 is kind of manageable. We could preemptively build a precinct house. So if you click on those buildings in the kind of the government district, we could build precinct houses.
Okay.
Which gives us enforcers, and they give us planetary defense armies. Those are kind of like free armies that fight any invader that lands on our planet. They're not great. They're more like militia. They also give us stability, which will increase resource output a little bit and reduce crime by quite a bit. So their main purpose is to reduce crime. They just kind of give a little bit of other things as a side bonus. So we could do that. We could also just wait a little bit, because, I mean, it will keep growing. So to be honest, there's good sense as to why we should. But I think we can tolerate 3%, I would say, crime for now.
But we do know it's going to go up. At what point should we start becoming concerned about crime?
I'd say, yeah, like 20% and up, you should start being concerned, because events will start to pop off of various things, like bad things happening.
Okay. All right. So we've got quite a ways before we have to worry about that.
Yeah. But let's see kind of how quickly it ticks up, at least. But in terms of housing, right? So if you hover over that, right? So housing, we got available housing -7. Why is that? Well, we got 1,000. Housing for 1,000 pops from Empire Capital, 1,000 from buildings. I believe that's from planetary administration. Then from districts, we have 4,400. From district specializations, we have -1,200. And that's things like mixed industry, for example. They take away housing because they basically, you repurpose some land only for factories. And then we got 5,212 pops needing actually slightly lower housing than usual, because there are some bonuses you can get as to how much housing is actually required per 100 pops. It starts, I think, 1 for 1, but then it probably goes down from there. It can go down. It can also go up. But you see effects from overcrowding. We get stability -0.05, which again...
so we actually have 5,207 blocks of people, however large a block of people is. But 5,207 pops who need houses, but because of that 5% stability penalty, it's not 5%, but the negative...
No. So what we have on our planet is 5,212 pops. Now there is sometimes you can have like a species trait called communal, and they require 10% less housing. Like they actually like living in like big families, and so they will require per 100 pops they will require 90 housing. So there is some little benefit we're getting somewhere. Like I'm not sure where exactly. Maybe it's from our governor. But from somewhere we're getting like a tiny bonus, I guess. But the reason we get stability...
I interpreted it the other way around, because the difference between the 5212 and the 5207 is 5, which I assumed then was that effect from overcrowding.
It could actually be a link, you're right. But effectively the effect from overcrowding is that because we have less housing than pops need, we get a penalty to stability. You might actually be right that it is related to the differential.
It could be, or I could have just completely misread that.
You could actually be right, yeah. But basically it's sort of tolerable. So you don't need to like rush to do it, but it would be nice to get it.
Again, it's a problem that's not going to get better over time. It's going to get worse over time.
So the way you would tackle housing, I would actually tackle housing first, is that you need a city district, right? So when you hover over cities, see where we build buildings, but in like top right of that tab, there is build a city district. Do you see it? If you hover over it.
Okay, I was about ready to click a plus on open building slot for city district, so
No.
I must have missed whatever.
So those buildings are
Oh,
located.
yeah. Build city district. Okay,
Yeah,
I
so
see
it's like
that.
so they're located within like a rectangle that represents like the district, and then the buildings are like, you could say, like, Manhattan within New York. I would say, if you think about Manhattan as like commercial area building in Stellaris, but Manhattan itself is located within like an urban district of New York, right? So that's kind of the buildings are like narrow specialization, and then you build districts as like a bigger thing. Because you see now...
So that's going to provide 1,000 housing then.
Yeah, 1,000 housing, but importantly also, you see how it says from district specializations.
Oh, yeah, then there's a minus 400.
No, well, it will also provide other jobs. So you see, so it gives us physicist jobs plus 20, biologist jobs plus 20, engineer jobs plus 20. So a building gave us 60 of each job, but each district gives us 20 of those jobs. They also give us some priest jobs plus 40. It takes away
which
housing.
Is a specialist, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes away 400 housing, so net we're gonna get was 600 housing. It gives us metallurgist jobs plus 50 and artisan jobs plus 50. And then it kind of tells you what these guys do and then how much we're gonna produce from all of this and how much upkeep we're gonna need, right? But I guess what's important to demonstrate is that the reason we are getting all of that stuff is because when you hover over archives, right? The specializations, you see, it gives you, it says building slots plus 3. That's one thing it gives us. It also gives us per district plus 20, 20, 20 research jobs.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Priests, but less housing, right? Because it gives us those extra jobs. So,
and so the mixed industry is 200 of it, and the archives is 200.
Yeah, and the mixed industry also gives us 50 metallurgist jobs, which will improve our alloy output and our consumer goods output. So net and all, like specializations are important because they themselves unlock 3 buildings. Depending if it's archives or mixed industry, depends what kind of buildings we can build inside. But also, they're the ones that like scale districts. So every time you build a district, it's like what exactly is it in our urban areas? It depends on the specializations. Yeah. So that's important. And another thing important is that you kind of think, oh, I need more housing. I will build another city district. Yes, and that will give you more housing. But just be mindful of what else it does. And what else it does is we're gonna need 6 more minerals to upkeep all of those different jobs. We're gonna need 1.7 consumer goods, but we're also gonna get a bunch of output. So you gotta, even though like the decision why we just built it was because of housing, actually, it's gonna give us a bunch of things depending on specializations and buildings we have inside.
Okay. Where did you see the 1.7 that you said it's going to cost us?
Hover over city district in the build queue. And if you go all the way down in that tooltip, it says
I see. Approximate jobs upkeep. Is that what you're looking at? The 6 minerals and 1.7. What does that icon represent?
Consumer goods.
Consumer goods. Okay.
Yeah, consumer goods are used to upkeep specialists. Well, actually, all pops need consumer goods to be for upkeep. They need food and consumer goods generally. Higher class pops need more consumer goods, and consumer goods come from just industries processing minerals into consumer goods. So you kind of take minerals
By the way,
and make it.
Yeah. I really, really love the UI of this game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clean. It's incredibly informative. It's fairly intuitive. There have been worse games than this that I have played just because I liked the UI.
Yeah. Well, do you remember this is a mod, by the way? I mean, the base UI is not bad, but I'm pretty sure everyone uses the mod because the mod is good.
Yeah, I can understand why this would be a popular mod. I don't, of course, I don't know how the UI is in vanilla, but this is a wonderful UI that I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, base game is all right. It's not atrocious, but I think this one is so much better, especially for high resolutions.
I'm just really impressed with how quickly and easily it is to access and digest this information. So I'm probably going to have to leave it there, however.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Progress, though. We're now almost through 5 years.
Yep. So we'll get another scientist, get that 3rd science ship going. Yeah, but we found a habitable world. We should establish contact with Jimenez, so that will put us in diplomacy with them. And if they're evil and aggressive, interesting things can also start happening.
That feels like kind of a major milestone for me is the first interaction with another empire.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Will
well,
it
let's-
will it lead to war? Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. A crusade, perhaps. Who knows?
Ah, yeah.
Who knows? Yeah. All
The
right.
best kind of war.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
All right.
since, yeah, you
Well,
have
anyway,
it-
I'm going to go ahead and say thanks to everybody for joining us for this adventure.
Yeah. Yeah. And let us know, guys, if you want to jump into a future game with us. Always looking for more players. I am. You just let me know. All right.
Okay. He seems very Immersioneer seems very certain that I'm going to love this game enough to want to keep playing it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Feels very confident.
You do
about
not have
that.
a choice, but guys, there's more
Okay.
multiplayer coming. Michael is switching to Stellaris. I'm telling you, I'm afraid you might like lose your
You think I'm going to be a full-time
lose all your
Stellaris
friends.
YouTuber?
You'll be a full-time Stellaris
I-
work person.
Well,
might-
we'll see. Who knows what the future will hold.
Yeah.
On that note, though, I'm going to have to get
Yeah.
going here. So,
All right.
so thanks again.
Cheers, everybody. See you in the next one.